Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Amber Spradlin's family continues to mourn as the community of Prestonsburg came together this weekend to pay tribute. And human remains were found at the University of Kentucky during some construction last week.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
6:30 on the money. Right now, Brandon Robinson here with you doing a little bit of news and weather today. Double duty for you on Monday, August the 21st. Glad you're along with us this morning. We'll take a look at some forecast headlines first, and we'll take a look at I-75 at Corbin to get you started here today. 68 down that way, some light traffic this morning, so continue to be careful out there. Not a whole lot of fog, but some patchy fog across parts of the region, so just give yourself some extra time and watch out for those school buses out on the roads today. A lot of schools back in session, just a few more districts go back. I believe it's sometime in the next week or so. I know Perry County, and there's one more county. I can't remember which one it is. It might be Laurel County. I think goes back on the 28th. Don't quote me on Laurel County. I know Perry County goes back on the 28th. Of course, it's going to be a mild and muggy day out there. We're seeing temperatures in the low to mid 60s, some low to 70s out there too, upper 60s, close to low 70s out there for a lot of areas. And it is already humid out there this morning. Dew points are up high. 93 this afternoon, right about 4 o'clock, and we're going to see temperatures back and forth the next few hours, so just be ready for that. And even at 7, as the sun gets ready to head down, it's still going to be warm as we head into the nighttime hours. Back to news this morning. Barberville Police Chief Winston Tye confirmed a juvenile was identified and arrested after reportedly making comments about putting a bomb inside of Barberville High School. The person was not identified and details were not released because of the ongoing investigation. However, Tye said the juvenile was arrested and taken to a juvenile detention center. Police responded to the false threat Friday afternoon. Following an initial investigation, officials confirmed all students were safe and evacuated from the school. The Boone County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a 5-year-old boy. Around 4:30 Friday afternoon, officers responded to a report of a child drowning in Florence. They found Alden Evelyn unresponsive after members of his family pulled him out of their swimming pool. The boy was airlifted to Cincinnati Children's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police say no foul play is suspected. 2 people are facing charges following an animal cruelty case in Knox County. On Friday, police discovered 20-year-old Gabriel Messer of Barberville was in a video posted to social media of 2 people intentionally hurting a cat. He'd already been arrested on Tuesday of that week on criminal abuse charges of a juvenile and was still in jail at the time. Messer told police the idea to stab the cat was from the other person in the video, a juvenile boy. When police questioned that boy, he blamed Messer for the incident. He was arrested and taken to the Breathitt County Juvenile Detention Center. Police say more charges are possible in the case. State police say a woman was taken to the hospital after an accidental shooting at the Kentucky State Fair in Louisville on Saturday. According to police, 19-year-old Amari McClung was carrying a concealed handgun in the waistband of his pants. After it came loose, he tried to grab for it, and when he did, it accidentally went off, shooting his girlfriend in the foot. She was taken to the University of Louisville Hospital and is expected to be okay. Police arrested McClung and charged him with wanton endangerment and carrying a concealed deadly weapon. Down the road in Lexington, firefighters responded to a house fire near Jacobson Park around 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon. At least 18 crews responded. Thick, heavy smoke could be seen for miles, and the back of the house eventually collapsed from the flames. No injuries were reported, but several roads in the area were blocked off for hours. 2 people were taken to the hospital with serious injuries following a golf cart accident in Richmond. Shortly before 2 a.m. Saturday morning, the Madison County Sheriff's Office responded to the area of Dodd Road and Cruz Lane for a report of an accident involving 6 people on a golf cart. The accident resulted in 2 people having life-threatening injuries. They were taken to UK Hospital. The driver of the golf cart, 20-year-old Cataline Sparks, was arrested and charged with leaving the scene of an accident, failure to render aid, wanton endangerment, and DUI. 1 person was injured in Logan County, West Virginia after police say a truck ran into a motorcycle. The crash happened Friday afternoon around 4:30 on US 119 near the Holden exit. Officials say the truck hit the motorcycle, throwing the man from the bike. The victim was taken to Logan Regional Medical Center and then flown out to another hospital. No word on where that hospital is or his current condition. Former Commonwealth's attorney Ronnie Goldie is scheduled to appear in federal court today. Goldie was arrested by FBI agents in Moorhead Friday morning. He is facing 14 charges, including bribery and fraud. Goldie was impeached and convicted by the state Senate earlier this year. Lawmakers convicted him of doing favors for a woman facing prosecution in exchange for nude photos. His arraignment is set for 4 o'clock this afternoon. We are learning more about a string of break-ins, or attempted break-ins rather, that took place in Danville, leaving the community and Danville police searching for answers. Alyssa Williams talked with some of the victims, as well as police, to get the latest on the investigation.
On Thursday night, Danville homeowner David Chenault says he was jolted awake after hearing a loud noise coming from outside his home.
And heard a thump, two big thumps, and came in the living room. Turning all the lights on.
That's when Chenault says he noticed his front door was kicked in while a white SUV drove away from his home.
I was just angry. I was highly upset.
Danville police say Chenault's home was one of 3 that was broken into Thursday night. Sergeant Aaron Rainwater says luckily the burglar was unable to get into Chenault's home, and as for the other 2 homeowners, their dogs scared the burglar away.
We've flooded that area with patrol units. We've done some foot beats, walking on foot. So hopefully with just the presence, the large presence we've given, that would hopefully help deter anything else from happening.
Sergeant Rainwater says a lot is still unknown about the person who is attempting to break into these homes, but they do believe that this person is a juvenile.
Now, the best thing to do is just be kind of aware of your surroundings and take precautions. Me, yeah, I got guns, and I'm gonna take protection.
In Danville, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Sergeant Rainwater says although break-ins like this are rare in the area, he advises everyone to keep their homes and their vehicles locked and to utilize an alarm system if you have one. Dozens of people gathered in Prestonsburg Saturday night to remember the life of Amber Spradlin. Spradlin died back in June, and her family still has no answers. There were prayers, songs, and spoken word to honor the Floyd County woman in hopes of keeping her name alive. Since her death, loved ones have been fighting for justice. Debbie Hall is Spradlin's cousin, and she says it's been frustrating to still have no closure.
The wheels of justice turn slowly, and it takes time to get through all of the evidence, and they have collected a tremendous amount of evidence. But we're going to be right out here and keep reminding people what went on, because like someone else here today said, it could be anybody. It could be you, it could be me, it could be your cousin, it could be your sister, brother, mother, it could be anybody.
In addition to remembering Spradlin, Hall says they collected donations for the Floyd County Animal Shelter. She says Spradlin was an animal lover. Hall says they're also working on getting a scholarship in her name at the Big Sandy Community and Technical College. Construction crews at the University of Kentucky have uncovered suspected century-old remains. UK Police Chief Joe Monroe says the remains were found at the Scott Street construction site Friday morning. Monroe says that finding bones in this area is not unusual, and the Fayette County coroner advised him that the land may have been a burial ground in the past.
It's something that, over 30 years in my time here at the university, every day is different. So when you find stuff like this, thankfully it's something that's part of history, and you're able to see it and wonder what the story was for that person.
He says that due to the age of the bones, it's unlikely that the coroner will be able to identify who they belong to. They suspect the remains may be victims of cholera during a large outbreak back in Lexington in 1833. Recovery efforts continue in Maui, where more than 100 people have died and hundreds are still missing. Officials say that number of deaths could climb even higher. We told you last week about Alexander Muto, who is from Lahaina and now attending UK medical school. Our sister station talked to his mother, who still lives in Maui. She's housing 22 people who have been displaced. She says the situation there right now is dire.
Children, there's a lot of children still missing, and now the kids are going to school and they're like, where are my friends?
The Muto family is collecting donations through their nonprofit organization, Ignite a Life Foundation. You can find a link to that on WYMT.com. A well-known camp located in Harlan County is looking for some community support to help raise money. Camp Blanton originally started in 1933, and the property was donated to the Boy Scouts of Harlan County by Grover and Oxy Blanton. The Camp Blanton Trust formed in the 80s and opened the camp to everyone. Vice Chairman of the board, David Howard, says it is expensive to keep the camp in good shape.
We have a lot of expense here, so it takes a lot of money to maintain a camp like this and keep it looking this good and keeping it this beautiful. So that's part of the reason we started this fundraising drive, is to try to raise some money to help maintain the camp. So
Howard says it takes between $45,000 and $55,000 a year to maintain the camp. 6:40 here on this Monday morning, and a good morning to you as we start the new week. We're looking at a little bit of patchy fog over in the Plainville area. 68 degrees over there. Not much traffic this morning, but as you hit the roads and head out there this morning, watch out for the school buses. A lot of districts back in session right now, and more to come in the following days and weeks. Now, of course, current temperatures cooler in Southwest Virginia, but mid to upper 60s and low 70s across the board for the rest of us. 60 Clintwood, 72 in Monticello, 70 at the National Weather Service office at Jackson. Our headlines: dry and hot for the next few days. You're going to need to take your heat precautions. I'm talking 90s all week long. When you factor in the heat index, it's going to feel even hotter. Some brief relief possible this weekend. So again, just stay tuned and we will keep you posted. Thank you for joining us. The time now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The Maui community is coming together to support the victims ahead of President Biden's visit.